Welcome into the Fan Addict, a sports channel for sports fans by a sports fan. It's your boy Coach I, where all my dogs at. All right, we got us an impromptu show tonight. We're going to talk about college football week 0. I know everybody from ESPN to Fox to anybody you see on YouTube is talking about college week 1, but nobody's talking about college football week 0 that much. I did have a request. I want to shout out to a subscriber, James Lil. Lil is how it looks. I'm assuming he goes by Lil James. This is for you, Lil James Lil. So we're going to do best we can and talk about these games. I got a couple of my buddies here, some college football fans just like me. We'll be watching college football week 0, but I'm going to keep it all the way 100. A lot of these teams you don't watch on a regular basis, so we're gonna do the best we can. My first companion helper is gonna be my boy Jeff, the stat guy. What's going on, Jeff?
What's good? What's good, man? Anything football. I went ahead and grinded this thing out for you. Got in that grind for us. I think we're ready.
And then I brought back in a South Carolina football fan, a Duke basketball fan. My boy Kev. What's going on, Kev?
What's up, man? First, hold on, I gotta correct you on something, dude. I'm a Duke football fan too, first and foremost. Not a bandwagon fan at all. Just want to make sure any sports, it don't matter. But yes, I am a South Carolina football fan as well. As tough as it may be sometimes.
All right, we're going to jump right into this thing, man. So college football week 0, man. We got 7 games going on this weekend. We actually have a Power 5 game. We got an FCS game, and we got some Group of 5 games. So college football game day is actually going to be at the Swac Meac Challenge, which is Alcorn State versus North Carolina Central. Now, I don't know a lot in depth about the HBCU scene, but I did hit up my boy off script. I've been watching him for a while. He goes in depth about HBCU football. If y'all want more in-depth knowledge about that, go hit up his YouTube channel. That's Off Script TV. He did let me know that Alcorn State has actually won their conference, the SWAC, where Dion Primetime is located right now, the last 4 years, and they should come out with an easy win over North Carolina Central. But both teams are respectable programs. So that'll be a big one simply because college football game day is going to be there. So let's see here. We also got Nebraska, Illinois. We got UCLA, Hawaii. you got UTEP, New Mexico State, UConn. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I thought UConn probably had disbanded the football program after the class.
Bro, you're not wrong. I'm right there with you. I didn't know they were still playing football since the days of Dan Orlovsky.
Bro, they had Donald Brown back in the day when we had No Sean Moreno. And the only reason why I know that because they both played at the same high school. You know what I'm saying? And since Randy Elson's first stint there, they did pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It was you know what I'm saying? But now it's like, I'll be honest with you, dog. It's like, I don't know the last time UConn played on TV. But they play Fresno State this weekend. And you got Southern Utah, who plays against San Jose State. You got Indiana. And then you got Eastern Illinois against Indiana State. So we're going to get into a couple of these games, man, just like I did for college football week 1. There's a lot of games, but we can't hit on all the games. So I gave you a little bit about Alcorn State versus NC Central. Like I said, if you want some in-depth knowledge on that, go check out Off Script TV on YouTube. Also, CFL podcast. He gets into it as well. I've been watching them guys, and they can school you on a lot of that stuff. All right, the first thing, like we said, UConn and Fresno State. Jeff, what you got on Fresno State, man?
Man, so Fresno State ended up 3-3 last year. They're in the Mountain West, so should have a good year. Man, they are returning a lot. They have 6 guys that are either second or third team preseason All Mountain West. So Fresno State went 3-3 last year. They're favored by 27.5 points.
Woo.
Their big playmaker is Ronnie Rivers. He's a running back, senior, and he's out there going to break records this year. He's 845 yards away from passing his dad, Ron Rivers, for second all-time for Fresno State in rushing yards. And he needs 4 rushing touchdowns to become the all-time leading rushing touchdown leader and 1 total touchdown to be the all-time touchdown leader at Fresno State. So look for Ronnie Rivers to have a big year. He definitely is going to lock that up. If for some reason he goes crazy and could post 2,100 yards on the ground this year, he would break the all-time rushing record. I don't see that, but definitely looking at his past, man, he could definitely throw 1,200 to 1,400 yards up there.
Hey,
as far as on the,
I think UConn might help contribute to that.
so with that said, UConn didn't play last year because of COVID. UConn canceled their football season and canceled it early. So they haven't played a game since November of 2019. In 2019, their defense ranked 128 out of 130 teams. So I am not looking. This might get ugly. They got a good coach out there. Obviously, his first stint at UConn, he had some success.
Yeah.
I could see him turning it around, but coming out first game, week 0, after not playing for a year, on the road, look out. It's going to get ugly.
Man, let me ask you this, Jeff. What'd you say the money line was?
27.5.
23.5?
27.
27.5.
27.5? Oh my God. Oh my Lord. At first I was gonna say there's no way. I definitely put money on UConn in that, but Fresno might mess around and cover that.
Hey, for real. And the thing is, man, with Randy Elson, like you said, the first time around, he did have a good, successful stint at UConn, but you can't always go back to the same thing and, you know, reproduce what you had the first time. I mean, Bill Snyder did it.
The college football landscape has changed since then.
Yeah, Bill Snyder did it at Kansas State. I think he actually did it at Kansas State twice, where he left and came back, and he's like the only coach in Kansas State history that's ever had winning seasons.
Now, I will say this. I didn't want to just hammer UConn. UConn does return 15 of their 22 starters.
Okay.
Their running back that they return is a 2-time 1,000-yard rusher. So they're not, but man, I just looking at it, not being on the field for almost 400 days, that adds up.
That hurts.
I'm not saying that UConn went 2-10 in 2019. I'm not saying they're going to be that bad again. I think we'll see them win some games, but coming out week 0, going to California for the first time, I'm expecting it to get ugly.
So let me ask y'all, so during COVID, if they chose, like if their conference chose to opt out, or the team...
They couldn't practice.
Okay, that's what I was about to say. I was like, okay, so they literally haven't been doing anything.
Nope.
Right.
Yeah.
Nope, they've been working out in shorts and a T-shirt. And I'll say this, I'm not a big UConn aficionado. Jeff, you obviously look more into it than I did. I'll be upfront honest with you. You don't think you say UConn may not be that bad? I am saying UConn is going to be that bad. Fresno State, yikes! I'm telling you, man, it might get embarrassing.
Yeah, dog. That's a long time. That is a long time to not hit somebody in pads, dog.
Yep.
And even for workouts, they couldn't do team workouts. So it was up for you as an individual to get in the gym if you were trying to put the weights up or whatever the case may be. So, I mean, it might get a little rough out there.
And you got the running back from Fresno with a point to prove. He wants. I mean, Fresno's got a good history. They got some good. They got guys like Ryan Matthews, Derek Carr. So it might.
And the scary thing is, it's not just the ground game either. Their quarterback that's coming back averaged 419 yards per game through the air the last 3 games. So they can definitely sling the tater a little bit as well.
It's gonna get pretty. I think they might be safe to. We ain't no betting specialists, so don't be taking our word for it. But listen, if I was a huge betting man, I might be putting my money on. I might be putting my money on Fresno to cover that 27.
Yeah.
So All right, man, we're going to go ahead and get on over to this UCLA and Hawaii game. We got Chip Kelly. Dog, Chip Kelly, again, this is one of them things that we talk about. You can't always go back and have that same success. I mean, when the dude was at Oregon, I mean, he was a couple of plays away, you know what I'm saying, from winning a natty. And then every season, he was like 10-2, 11-1. Let me tell you, I think Mariota only lost like 3 or 4 games his whole college career.
Mm-hmm.
Now he at UCLA going into his 4th season. UCLA hasn't had a winning season since 2015, bro. Like, as a fan, let me ask y'all that. As a fan, like, listen, it ain't been great. Like it ain't been great in Columbia for the Gamecocks football. We ain't won no championship in 40 years in Athens. But I'm gonna tell you what, 4, 5 straight losing seasons, dog. How would you be like right now, Kevin? If
I'll say this, man. Times are tough in Westwood. As a football fan, I'll say this, man. It's unacceptable when you got your crosstown rival doing what USC does. I mean, they haven't had a ton of success recently, but things are on the upswing over there. You can't, when you bring in a name like Chip Kelly, you expect instant success right away. And they've been given chance after chance after chance, and it hasn't worked out. It really didn't work out with Jim Moore all that much.
No, it really didn't. he was at the beginning of that 4 or 5 losing streak, losing season streak.
So they definitely, I know the fans over there, and that's the big thing with LA is, they don't have, they can do other things other than watch sports, but the spotlight is squarely on Chip Kelly right now. Things have got to get better, and they got to get better quick.
Yeah, now the good thing.
Let's be honest too. They play in the Pac-12. The Pac-12 ain't a bunch of world beaters, right? They should at least be competing in the Pac-12.
Hey, that makes it even worse when you talk about a guy like Chip Kelly who had such success in the Pac-12 at his first stint. You know what I'm saying? You would think it's the city of angels. You got La La Land. You would be able to attract, some recruits. But California ain't doing too good. The state of California ain't doing too good at holding on good recruits. Because if you just look at the landscape of college football, you got DJ Uiagalelei at Clemson, he's out of California. You got JT Daniels, he started at USC, now he's at Georgia. You got Bryce Young, he's out of California. Bro, you got to hold on to your people.
Now, and so here's my question for y'all concerning that game. I was kind of weary of the Chip Kelly hire at first because UCLA has always been a pro-style offense. So you're taking a complete 180 going from who you are as a school to gimmicky, man. That's a lot. That's going to take a lot longer to get there than just putting in a little slight change to your offense.
But this is his 4th year, which is his 4th year with Dorian Thompson-Robinson. And Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he can throw, but he's mobile, and like I would personally consider him a dual threat quarterback. So that's kind of like
he's a Chip Kelly guy.
Yeah, he's like up. Exactly. It's like, and they got like they tight end was like the leading. He had the most yards per catch for the Pac-12 last year with like almost 20 yards per catch. Like, dog, like, and the tight end in that kind of system should be like a go-to dude. You know what I'm saying? All he missing is old DeAnthony Thomas in the backfield, but they return their running back that he was like the guy that was the second leading rusher on the team. He returns for another season. So, I mean, come on, man. The excuse is running out for Chip Kelly.
This is it. This is the proving ground right now.
Yeah, they go below 500 this year, and it might be red hot. Oslo Wago got to go.
Well, I'll say that. Here's my question for y'all. I mean, y'all are a little bit older than me, so y'all remember more of the UCLA glory days, if they even had any. I don't. When I think of UCLA, I mean, I'm 26 years old. When I think of UCLA, I don't think about football. That's not what I think about. So, do kids really? I mean, you saying they move into a game? If they fire Chip Kelly, who do they bring? Who can they really go get?
You would think with the area that they should be able to attract somebody, but maybe they're gonna have to go like get a diamond in the rough, somebody from the from the group of 5 level, from especially because UCLA still a big brand now. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
They ain't been that good in football, but you say UCLA, people at least know who you talking about. So I don't know. I mean, I think that's what they thought they was doing with Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they thought they were going to bring somebody back from the past, but I think, like you said, if they fire Chip Kelly, which rightfully so, if he has another bad year, they can't finish above 500. I think they rightfully so move on from the Chip Kelly days. But if they move forward, they got to go get a guy like Shane Beamer or a Dabo Sweeney before he became what he is now. They're going to have to go get a guy like that. They're not going to be able to go. I mean, it didn't work with Jim Mora. If it doesn't work with Chip Kelly, the big brand name coach that brings in the ego, it's not going to work. They're going to have to go get somebody who can make a name for himself at UCLA.
Well, this should be a good way to start.
Think about.
Yeah, this would be a good way to start the season out because UCLA has LSU coming in town the second week.
Yeah.
So this should be because Hawaii's defense ain't all that great. I mean, their pass defense was okay. I think they was top 25, but I mean, it was the COVID year, so a lot of the numbers are kind of skewed. But they quarterback is like a dual threat quarterback, Siobhan Cordero or something like that. You know what I'm saying? He had the most touchdowns on the team passing and rushing. So outside of that, they didn't have a lot. I mean, they had a guy that had about 5 sacks. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like they got a great pass rush. Their rush defense wasn't good. So this is an opportunity for UCLA to come out, get tuned up, because I know LSU didn't have the year we thought they was gonna have last year, but LSU still got talent. Whether Coach O can really coach or not is yet to be. I mean, I don't know. I think some people say the jury's still out. Maybe it was like a one lucky year with the championship, but they got a lot of talent in Baton Rouge.
a ton of talent, but yeah, that's a conversation for another day. I'll be honest with you. I love the whole flying Hawaiian offense, the way they run things out there. I mean, they let it fly. I'm going to say this now. UCLA needs to be on upset alert.
Upset alert.
Put it out there.
Ooh, upset alert.
I'm just putting it out there, man.
Bruh, I can tell you.
He might mess around and do it.
If they upset UCLA, then, oh my God. You know what? They definitely... like I said, I know he hasn't had a lot of success, but his name still carries some weight. If they lose to Hawaii in this opener, bruh, I don't think it's going to be good for Chip Kelly.
Is the game at Hawaii or is it in LA?
It's in LA.
It's in LA.
It's in LA.
Because they got a better AD than Ray Tanner, who's going to schedule off with Hawaii. Come on.
I know if it was Ray Tanner, y'all be flying to Hawaii.
Hey, bro, we got to get our bowl game somewhere.
All right, man.
That's a business trip.
Let's move on to the only Power 5 matchup of the weekend, and that's Nebraska versus Illinois. You would think, you say, okay, this is the marquee game of the weekend, but this game is being played at 1 p.m. You know how Fox get down. That's their money-making time slot. So before we get into the X's and O's or anything on field, how about Nebraska going through the whole, under investigation for practicing when they wasn't supposed to be practicing during the COVID time, and
practicing off campus.
Bruh, Scott Frost has not been what they wanted, or what they thought they was getting.
Hey, look, man, I'm all for bringing back somebody, come home to your alma mater, but hey, sometimes it ain't always the move, and that's.
I mean, I get where y'all are coming from, but in the days of it, you got to do what you got to do. And Scott Frost, Nebraska, dude, it's been tough. It's been tough in Lincoln. So, I get it. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying I understand what he's trying to do. I mean,
but
listen. Before they fired Frank Solich, who they thought they was they thought it was too good for 9-3 every year. It's like, you got to be careful. Like, I know with fans, as fans, we always want to be good right now. You got to be careful for calling for somebody's head, which is like, as a Georgia fan, I hear some fans like, oh, well, if Kirby don't get it done this year, bruh, listen, if we can't go get Nick Saban, Dabo Sweeney, Urban Meyer, or Ryan Day, then don't talk to me about firing Kirby Smart.
Fire, man. Send him on up to Cola. We'll take it.
I know, right? So what y'all?
The grass ain't always greener,
Exactly. So and then in Illinois, we got Brett Bielema. Now, Brett Bielema, the first time around in the Big Ten, hey, he was doing his thing at Wisconsin. So I say if I had to choose coaches right now, I'm choosing Brett. I'm going Brett over Scott Frost just because Scott Frost had like 1.5 good seasons at UCF. He ain't really done a lot at Nebraska.
Hey man, they won a natty.
Listen. Oh Lord, you're gonna get some UCF fans over here getting at us in these comments, though. Like, hey, if y'all,
hey man, they got the banner to prove it.
Hey, listen,
I'll take that argument any day of the week. Yeah, come on, tell me how you want that. Okay, all right.
So, hey, Brett Bielema at Illinois, they bring back a couple. I think most of their offensive line. Y'all know he likes to run that ball, and they bring back Luke Ford for his. I think it's gonna be his final season at tight end, and the kind of offense he wants to run. That's huge. You know what I'm saying? So, what y'all got on that Nebraska, Illinois?
So I'll tell you right now, I'm big on Brett Bielema. I'm not a huge fan, but I think in the Big Ten, he's back at home. He can run that same style of offense. They can get behind. They can make it ugly. Like you said, they're bringing back some good weapons. They've got a good line to run the ball behind. I think it's probably going to be more the same from Scott Frost in Nebraska. It's not going to be a whole lot to get excited about. So I definitely look for Illinois to bring this one home. So that's just me. You know, I'm not big on Scott Frost. I'm not big on Nebraska. I think the glory days of Nebraska and the black shirts are over and done with. Definitely look for Illinois to get off to a hot start with the Brett Bielema era moving on.
You calling Kevin with his second upset alert of the night. He said Illinois gonna take down Nebraska. I mean, go ahead, Jeff.
And so I'll be honest. I don't even think this is an upset. I know that Nebraska is favored by a touchdown, but the game's in Champaign. They went to Nebraska last year, won by 18. They rushed for 285 yards against them. They returned every single rusher that helped rush for 285 yards. Plus, now you have a guy who wants to line up with two tight ends and get it ugly and just run behind the hog mollies. I would not be surprised if Illinois messes around, runs for like 350 or 400.
Oh, you spitting on Nebraska. You are absolutely spitting on Nebraska.
No, they're gonna line it up and they're gonna shove it down their throat. I'm not saying they're gonna blow them out, but that's not Brett's style. But I think the 7 to 10 points goes the other way. I know Illinois is the dog by 7. It's at home. You got Nebraska going through what they're going through, and we know how off-the-field issues work.
Yeah.
Man, you start thinking about that, you worried more about that than game planning, man, this thing could get ugly.
That might be true. So, I don't know. I know one thing. I know Scott Frost is Nebraska alum. He played there. He was a hell of a player when he was playing. But I'm going to tell you, I don't care how bad your team is. When you got fan support, bruh, they want to win at some point. Like, all
yeah,
right. Like, all right. We this Scott Frost experiment might need to be put nipped in the bud.
And Nebraska fans, they come from success. They know what it tastes like. They want it, and they went out. They put big money up when they went out and got Scott Frost. I mean, they expect success. They want a return on investment. And if you don't get that ROI when you know what success tastes like, man, it can get ugly. It can get ugly quick.
Yeah, I just listen. I'm hoping. Listen, I don't know what Nebraska gonna do this year. I just hope that Scott Frost don't get fired on the tarmac no time this season. At least let the dude clean his office out.
So who you taking? Who you taking in the game?
I'm taking Illinois. I'm going with Brett.
Yeah.
I'm going with Brett. Like I say, because I don't think either one of these teams are world beaters. And Brett Bielema, like you said, he's going to run behind them big uglies down there. And that runs the clock out. And if you can't score and the clock is steadily ticking, the clock is not your friend, bro. So unless Taylor Martinez can replicate what he did his freshman season, which honestly, all of his stats have been trending downward since that season.
Yeah.
Unless he can replicate that kind of season, then it might be like you say, it might be a long night for Nebraska.
Well, another thing we didn't touch on, Nebraska replaces 3 guys on offense, but all 3 are on the offensive line.
Ooh, not good.
So
not good.
No.
Yeah, that doesn't bode well.
So So all in all, man, I'm looking forward to college football week 0. It don't matter. I listen. I had a friend listen, just to be all honest, people are not talking about week 0 because there's no huge marquee names in the current landscape of college football that we can talk about. But I've been so ready for to watch a football game with some fans in the stands. Listen, I'm gonna be locked in all Saturday.
Yeah, it's all about seeing butts in seats. That always makes the environment a lot more entertaining, a little more interesting. It's gonna be a nice little appetizer for week 1. But like you said, I'm just ready to see some college football with some fans in the stands, man. It's gonna be exciting. Can't wait.
It is.
So Isaiah, I got another funny tidbit for you for a game for week 0.
Okay.
For that New Mexico State and UTEP game. New Mexico State was another team that didn't play last year because of COVID. They've gone over 400 days without touching the field, not practicing or anything. So they added 40 new players since 2019, 14 of which are on their 2 deep.
Bruh.
They had 6 starters on defense transfer last year to Power 5 schools.
It might get ugly in New Mexico.
UTEP's only favored by 10, but I think that might get ugly. 40 new players.
Yeah.
40 new players. That counts transfer portal and incoming recruits.
Yes, and true freshmen.
Ooh,
Yikes.
With 14 of those 40 being in the 2 deep somewhere.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like I thought Central Florida and Tennessee been in the transfer portal hard, like dog, like they making them look like rookies. God, Jesus.
So now, hey, I will say this: they got some hitters. They got Eli Johnson, who was a 2-year starter at Ole Miss at center.
Yeah.
So they got an SEC center. They have a running back that transferred from Ole Miss, and their other running back, Omari Samuels, transferred from Michigan. So it's not like they went out and just got a bunch of Hoo-Wah Wildcats. They went out and got some guys, but what are they going to do?
You still got to have some kind of cohesion, man. You said they ain't played football in 400 days.
You got to build some chemistry. You got to be able to put the different personalities together. And if y'all, I mean, I don't know. You base it off a couple D1 dudes. I mean, all you got to do is watch Last Chance U and figure out that just having a bunch of bounce back dudes don't mean it's not, just doesn't guarantee success.
Exactly.
But you know, hey, I'm a Carolina guy, so seeing something like that, the grass is greener in my yard, baby. I'll take Beaver all day.
All right, man.
Could always be worse.
Well, another shout out to Lil James Lil on YouTube for suggesting this video. Hopefully, we gave you a little bit more than you had before we came into tonight. Shout out to my boys, Kev, the all-around Duke fan, not just a basketball Duke fan.
There we go.
And a sometimes Gamecock fan when Jadeveon Clowney is suiting up or something.
Yeah.
And my boy Jeff.
When the weather is fair.
Yeah.
When the weather is fair, yeah.
And my boy Jeff, the stat guy, coming through with the 40 players that are new at UTEP. You tell me you watching this video and you knew UTEP had 40 new players. So
no, New Mexico State. New Mexico State got 40 new players.
New Mexico State. My bad. New Mexico State. So for both my boys, this is Coach I. If you're out there in YouTube land, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. We're going to keep bringing you more content like this. And for Jeff, Kev, this is I, and we are out of here.
Rainbow Warriors, baby.
Peace.